Hello dear students, good morning. Feeling to inquire about you. Hope you are doing well and taking all necessary precautions. Welcome back to our own Sihangarh Public School through distant learning. Here is Shaheen teacher with you, and today we will see lesson number 6, life processes. In that we are going to study first nutrition. For living beings, it is necessary to perform some basic functions for proper body functioning so that it can prevent damage and breakdown of the body and its functions. These basic functions performed by an organism to maintain its life are called as life processes. Energy is needed for them. The basic life processes which are common to all living organisms are nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. Some of these processes are discussed in these chapters. First, we will see with nutrition. Now, what is nutrition? Energy is required by living organisms to perform various activities necessary for their survival. Nutrition is a process to transfer source of energy from outside to the body of an organism for maintaining living structures. In other words, it is a process by which an organism obtains its nutrients and utilizes them for obtaining energy and building and repairing of tissues. Nutrients are defined as the substances required for proper growth and maintenance of living body. That is, these are materials which provide nutrition to organism. Mode of nutrition. We know that different organisms have different modes of nutrition. There are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Some organisms use simple food material obtained from inorganic substance in a form of carbon dioxide and water, and these are termed as autotrophs. And this mode of nutrition is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now some are dependent on autotrophs for their food and all. They are called as heterotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is called as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. First we'll see about types of autotrophic nutrition. The mode of nutrition is performed by autotrophs, that is green plants and some bacteria. On the basis of the source of energy utilized for preparation of food, autotrophs can be of two types, photosynthetic autotrophs and chemosynthetic autotrophs. Photosynthetic autotrophs are green plants which fulfill their carbon and energy requirement by the process of photosynthesis using sunlight as source of energy, and such organisms are called as photoautotrophs. And chemosynthetic autotrophs, bacteria utilizes chemical energy instead of light energy to synthesize their organic materials. Such organisms are called as chemoautotrophs. Plant nutrition takes place with the help of very important process, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is nothing but a complex process by which green parts of the plant synthesize organic food in the form of carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Now, which are the events which are involved in photosynthesis? There are major events that occur during the process of photosynthesis. Very important is first one, absorption, light energy which is absorbed by chlorophyll, and then conversion, light energy into chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen, and reduction. So there are three events: absorption, conversion and reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. Now there is a site for photosynthesis where actually photosynthesis takes place. It takes place in chloroplast. Leaves are the major photosynthetic organs of a plant. They have a large surface areas, vascular supply for food and water supply, and apparatus for gaseous exchange. Leaf contains these green dots that are cell organelles called as chloroplasts. So chloroplasts are the site of photosynthesis as they contain chlorophyll pigment which traps the solar energy from the sun. There are some conditions necessary for photosynthesis. Now, what are the conditions required for photosynthesis? Very important, the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Sunlight, it affects the rate of photosynthesis by its varying intensity, quality and duration. Chlorophyll is a green colored photosynthetic pigment found in chloroplast of a plant that is responsible for trapping the solar energy. Rather than these two, raw materials are also required for photosynthesis. Very important is carbon dioxide. It is released into atmosphere during respiration and enters the leaf through the stomata, that is tiny spores present on the surface of the leaves through which massive amount of gas exchange takes place in leaves. Apart from this, surface of stem, leaves and root also contribute in gaseous exchange. Water is also another raw material which is required for photosynthesis. It is absorbed by the roots from the soil and transported upward through the xylem to the leaves and then to the photosynthetic cells. And these water molecules split in the presence of sunlight to form hydrogen and oxygen, and this is called as photolysis of water. And other materials which are required for photosynthesis, nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and magnesium are also required for photosynthesis and are taken up from the soil. So this is about all we saw about autotrophic nutrition. Now we will see about heterotrophic nutrition. In heterotrophic mode of nutrition, organisms cannot prepare food on their own. Heterotrophs obtain energy from organic molecules already produced by autotrophs, and these heterotrophic forms of nutrition differ depending on the type, availability and process of obtaining food materials by the organisms. Accordingly, there are herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, saprophytes and parasites included in heterotrophs. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition can be of following three main types. First is holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition and parasitic nutrition. What is holozoic nutrition? Herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous possess this holozoic mode of nutrition. Complex food molecules are taken in and then broken down into simpler and soluble molecules in this type of nutrition. Example, amoeba, cow, goat, dog, cat, human being, etc. Second is saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytes are the organisms having saprophytic mode of nutrition. They usually feed upon dead organic matter, breaking down complex material outside the body and absorbing it. Example, fungi, bread molds, mushrooms, yeast and bacteria. Third is parasitic nutrition. Parasites are the organisms having parasitic nutrition, and these organisms live either on the side of the body of other organisms as a host to obtain their nutrition without killing them. Example, plasmodium, ticks, lice, leech, tapeworm, flatworm, plants, cuscuta, yellow rattle, etc. Now we'll see nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular omnivore organism that does not possess specialized organs for the process of nutrition. The mode of nutrition in amoeba is holozoic and takes place with the help of pseudopodia, that are finger-like extension. It engulfs the food when it comes in contact with its cell surface by ingestion. Pseudopodia fuses over the food particle to form a food vacuole. Then digestion in amoeba is intracellular, that is, it takes place inside the food vacuole. Complex food breaks into small soluble molecules readily absorbed by the cytoplasm, and this process is called as absorption. And the absorbed food is then further assimilated by amoeba to drive energy from the growth, and the undigested food material is removed by the cell membrane, which ruptures suddenly at any place and eliminates out the undigested food. And this process of throwing out the undigested food is called as egestion. So what we saw that holozoic mode of nutrition is following processes like digestion, absorption, assimilation and then egestion. All this process comes under holozoic nutrition. So today we'll stop here. We have seen today about what is nutrition, mode of nutrition. There are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and we have seen heterotrophic nutrition.